I am able to yield to what is and remain conscious to what can be. In peace, I understand you. In peace, you understand me. It is at the center of it all. Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb. But much deeper than that, love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear, but greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher, and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love. Believe in yourself. You are unique. You are special. There's absolutely no one like you. There is no one else like you in the entire world. And you are here for a divine purpose. The universe is waiting for you to awaken to the essence and the magnificence of your being. Believe in yourself. Be uniquely you. You are the perfect blueprint and image of the divine. Believe in you because the divine believes completely in you. Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Warm welcome. Warm welcome. I'm Sister Jenna, and this is our home. Welcome to our home, We call it affectionately Om Shanti Village. And it is a space where I think everybody who comes here feels very at peace. Do you feel peaceful? It's sometimes when you become so peaceful, you don't know what to do with yourself. Have you ever felt that? Like, am I really supposed to be this peaceful? With all the problems on my head, I'm supposed to be so peaceful? That's the power of Om Shanti Village. So thanks for coming. We've had such a full day today. Was anyone else at the White House today? Hands up. How was it?
Great.
It was I didn't see you. We didn't see you. Oh, cha. So we ended up at the White House today, and sometimes it's hard to translate the physical actions and the physical scenes. But just imagine the East and the West deepening their alliance for a better future. And I think many of us, whether you're Indian or non-Indian, you do want something better. You want better relationships, you want better health, you want your mind to work better, right? And you want a lot of money, no? Yeah, if you have a lot of money, you have less headaches as well. And so it's our pure wish to see the relationship between President Biden and Prime Minister Modi to really thrive. And it was interesting because the rain really wanted to come, and because we were there, really, that rain was like, hold on a minute. Here is our wonderful guest, Sister Usha. Please welcome her. Feel free. Please. I was sharing with Sister Usha just now that she was one of the first BK yogis I met when I visited Mount Abu, India. She's been a resident of Mount Abu, India since 1992, which is a long time to live in an ashram with the kind of intellect that she has. In our consciousness as a culture, when you live in an ashram, you're so surrendered and dedicated and simple. Now imagine being surrendered, dedicated, and simple, and have a very sharp and thriving intellect. So you can only imagine her contribution and what she offers. So one of the senior teachers of the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization in Mount Abu, India, Sister Usha, when she was a young girl, went in front of what we would call in the Brahma Kumaris the energy of God. I don't know how many of you have ever had the experience of divinity knocking on the door of your mind. Have you ever had an awakening? Have you ever felt a light coming in? Have you ever had a moment, I could be better? I don't know what's stopping me from being better. She had one of those moments. She was a young girl. In the face of the energy of divinity, she looked into the eyes of that energy, and the energy told her who she would be and what she would do. Basically, that she would serve the world and uplift millions. So Sister Usha has done that. You are in the presence of many meditators that you might see in the room. Take advantage of the atmosphere. We don't get this a lot, especially in our region. Just relax. Smile a little bit. Please silence your phones. Now, you are welcome to take pictures. You're welcome to write down notes. You're welcome to look at the person next to you. Make sure you know who they are, in case there's an emergency. We thank you for coming. We have an additional bonus, Sister Kusum from Milpitas, California. Another dynamite yogi, someone with the fortune who met the founder of the Brahma Kumaris at the age of 3. Sister Kusum, please stand up in the back. Everybody wave. Hey, good job. She'll be ending the program with a meditation, and you will also get prasad and blessings from both of them by the end of the night. You will not be the same when you leave. It's not possible. I'm asking you, look inside of your heart and see what you want to change this evening. At least start tonight. and then let's take it one step at a time. Okay? So let's do a little meditation. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in deeply again. Breathe out. Breathe in deeply one more time. Breathe out. What if this moment in your life is the moment for God's blessings to fall on you, to change your destiny? Every thought, every word, every step you take becomes filled with fortune, power, happiness. And you start to experience real freedom. It comes in every thought. You're feeling lighter and safer. You're feeling true. What if this is the moment to change your life? Take a deep breath again. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. I introduce you to Sister Usha.
Om Shanti. Greetings of peace from Mount Abu. And a very happy evening for all of you, which will definitely enrich you with some insights and wisdom. And especially when it is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a scripture not just for Hindus, but it is a scripture for the entire humanity. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is termed as the mother of all, Gita Mata. Because each and every scripture or each and every religion has something in them which is from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not just a text to read and practice it here and there, but it teaches us the art of living, how we should live our life amongst all the challenges and remain positive, unaffected, and have an energy that can drive you into the future. Bhagavad Gita's wisdom is something which helps us to solve our problems and get solutions at every step. What I have realized in my life after reading Bhagavad Gita and doing a thorough understanding of Bhagavad Gita, I got very deep insights for my life, and that changed my life, not physically but emotionally and mentally, spiritually. I had so many questions, and it had answered all my questions and given me the strength to lead a life of stability or a life of a detached observer. So Bhagavad Gita has that wisdom in it. When I say it is the mother of all the religions, recently I came across a book on a bookstore at the airport, and it's mentioned Jesus lived in India. So I just took up that book and I was going through the book, and it showed me the map where he had traveled in India. From the age of 13 to 33, they don't have any history, because during those 20 years he was traveling in India in various places. And whomever he met, all the great rishis of that time, everybody shared the wisdom of Gita. So he was so impressed by that wisdom that he thought I should share this wisdom with my people. So at the age of 33, he goes back. And during that time, it is said it was not by the name Bhagavad Gita, but the name was Krishna Neti. Krishna Neti means the wisdom of Krishna. So he goes back and he tells his people, I will share with you Krishna Neti. But then they did not know how to pronounce it, so they pronounced Christianity. And therefore in Bible, we find those things which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, it is said for Mahatma Buddha that when he came to India and he went to various places, he met some great people, great saints, and they also shared with him Bhagavad Gita. But what impressed him the most from Bhagavad Gita was Karma Yoga, because it is said Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 parts. One is known as Jnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge; Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion; and Karma Yoga, the yoga of action. So what impressed him the most was Karma Yoga. So he felt, I should tell my people to do righteous karma, righteous action. So he preached karma hi dharma. Karma, doing righteous action itself is dharma. So he didn't go into some idol worshipping, but he told his people to do righteous karma and follow the path of karma. So the whole Dharampad, the scripture, Dharampad, mentions about Karma Yoga from Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, all the religions, the Mahabharata war between Pandavas and Kauravas, that is righteousness and unrighteousness. In Islam religion, they mention about jihad, the war between righteousness and unrighteousness, and between evil and good. So every religion has something in it which has come from Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is the highest and the most sacred book for every religion. Nowhere in Bhagavad Gita the word Hindu comes, because it is a book for the entire humanity. And so people from different religions, backgrounds, they've all studied Bhagavad Gita and they have realized that this is something we are looking for. It is for us. It teaches us how to lead our life, especially during challenges, the times of challenges, during turbulent times. And if we see in the present time, what is the time? The time is full of challenges and turbulence. So Bhagavad Gita is for us. It was not for those days. But I always had the feeling that just as Nostradamus, he saw the future in a globe. And he had written what is going to happen in the future. But he wrote in a poetic form, so hardly people are able to understand. When things happen, afterwards they realize, yes, Nostradamus has mentioned this 500 years ago. But in India, we had such rishis who were able to sit in meditation and go into a transcendental stage. And in that transcendental stage, they were able to foresee time. And that was 5,000 years ahead. And they have written what will come 5,000 years after. How would the world be like? How would the karma of people would be like? How would their lifestyle be like? And the challenges they would be going through, the turbulence they would be experiencing, and everyone would need a wisdom. So those rishis and munis have written Bhagavad Gita, which has the solutions. Nostradamus wrote what is going to happen, but he was not able to offer the solutions. He just said this would happen. But what would be the solutions? But Bhagavad Gita, the rishi who went into that transcendental stage and saw the future 5,000 years ahead, but he had not just written what would happen, but he gave the solutions in form of the wisdom of Krishna. So it is said, Bhagavad Gita is such a beautiful book which offers us all the solutions in our life. So in terms of pure spiritual knowledge, the Bhagavad Gita is incomparable. Its intrinsic beauty is such that helps us, all human beings, to postulate in a very beautiful way. Its approach from the sanctified realms of the religious, and it is glorified as the epitome of all the scriptures or spiritual teachings by the Supreme. But if we just go into the history of Bhagavad Gita, how it came to us, then it is seen that Vedavyasa was a great rishi. And he used to sit in meditation, go into a transcendental stage, and he would see so many things and learn so many things. Once he was sitting in his meditation, and he went into that transcendental stage, and he was shown the future, what is going to come up, and he started receiving the knowledge. He felt this knowledge is so enriching. When he comes back from that transcendental stage, he felt like writing down. But whatever is in the transcendental stage, some of it just fades away. So he was not able to write the first day of Gita. So he goes to God through his thoughts and he tells God, isn't there someone who can write down for me? This is such a valuable knowledge that you are giving me. So he was said that you can invoke Ganesha, the Lord of the intellect, Buddhi ka Devta. And he has such intellect that he can write down, help you in whatever you want to. So he invokes Ganesha, and in the shloka, beautifully it is mentioned that he tells Ganesha, O Ganesha, you become my writer to write this epic of Mahabharata. The knowledge that I am relating to you is the expansion of the imagination of my mind, which is conceived in a very elevated consciousness, that is the Samadhi stage. He has admitted that the knowledge I've received in the transcendental stage, but the way I've presented it in Mahabharata is the imagination of my own mind. What does he mean by that? Just as if there is a small child, and if I want to share some wisdom with the small child, that don't speak lies, speak the truth. The wisdom is speak the truth. But every day I get up in the morning and I preach in front of him, he won't understand. But from the imagination of my own mind, I create a story in which I take two characters, one of truth and one of falsehood. One character who has truthfulness and the second character who has falsehood in his life. And then I relate the story in such a way that how speaking lies may seem easy, that path may be easy, but finally it will lead us into such a situation that you are in a fix. The path of truthfulness may be difficult, but finally it will lead you to victory. Giving him certain examples, I narrate this whole story in front of him. And the child has absorbed that story. As the child grows up in life, there are situations that are going to come in front of him where he has to make a choice, whether to speak the truth or to speak a lie. And when he is in such a condition, what to do? And he remembers that story. Let me speak the truth. He gets the courage and speaks out the truth. No doubt it was difficult for him. But then gradually, he comes to such a state where he starts experiencing victory. And after that experience, what will he do? Always speak the truth. He may sometimes make a choice of trying to experience the path of falsehood. How it was easy for him to speak a lie, but then gradually he had to remember every time. And one lie makes him speak 100 lies with 100 excuses, which is making it so complicated for him that finally he gets frustrated. And when people come to reveal or know, he's speaking lies. All this time he has been fooling us. What would happen? So after getting both the experiences, what will his choice be? The same thing. Vedavyasa is trying to give us some tips to lead ourselves through all the turbulence. And he says that this is the imagination of my own mind. Mahabharata, the story, where he has chosen the ones who are following the path of righteousness and the others who are following the path of unrighteousness. And the final victory was of righteousness. But he narrated that story in such a way that even till today, people feel there were Pandavas and Kauravas. Like in some movies or some stories, if we are reading a novel, and it is such a beautiful story as if everything is happening in front of our eyes, but it is fiction. But the story is narrated in such a way. So, he has admitted this in the first chapter of Mahabharata, the 77th verse. He has mentioned this. This is the imagination of my own mind. But nobody till today has ever mentioned this to us. And they have also narrated in such a way that yes, this happened. So what does a person in today's age think? Well, this was the wisdom for Pandavas and Kauravas. They were not able to personalize that wisdom in their lives. So although we have the most powerful treasure of knowledge with us, we were not able to relate it in our lives and use it to experience victory in each and every turbulent times. So, Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. There is salvation for the state of mind of souls. Each and every person is going through turbulent times. So there is salvation for an individual. There is salvation for the state of affairs in a family. One book has all the levels of answers. There is salvation for the state of affairs in the society at large. There is salvation for the state of affairs at the level of a nation. And there is salvation for the state of affairs in the complete entire world. So from an individual to a family, to a society, to a nation, and to a country worldwide, the salvation is given. But we were not able to use it because we were never able to personalize it. We thought it was for Pandavas and Kauravas, not for us. Right? How there is salvation at all levels. In today's age, everyone lives, there is a time that comes with ultimate challenge, when life seems unfair. Every resources is over. Our faith, values, patience, compassion, persistence is pushed to our limits. And some people overcome the challenges of life and lead their lives in a worthwhile way, while others destroy themselves in the conflicts of life. Right? This is what is happening. So in Mahabharata, Maharshi Vedavyas, he showed the life of an individual in the form of Arjuna, what he was going through. He was facing in life. And so when he becomes nervous, when the war is about to take place, and he becomes nervous and he says to God, I don't want to fight. He lays down his weapons and he wants to run back. He says, I don't want to fight. It is better I live in a jungle than to face all this. Life of every individual is like this. We are going through such challenges in our life. Such problems are coming up, such situations are coming up, where we sometimes feel it is better to run away than to face all this. So when the state of Arjuna is of confusion, so much of negative thoughts emerging in his mind, so much waste thoughts, he's feeling nervous, so he lays down his weapons. I don't want to fight. And what do individuals do in today's world? Whenever they feel nervous, stress, anxiety, sometimes in their prayers, they go up to God and say, how long should I struggle? How long should I fight? I don't want to fight anymore. Do people say this in their prayers with God? Life is a struggle. That is what is shown in Mahabharata. Life is a struggle. Even Pandavas had to struggle a lot. And especially those who are on the path of righteousness, they have to struggle. But God is with whom? The righteous or the unrighteous? The righteous. And He's always guiding us. He's showing us the path. He is giving us an insight, filling that courage within us and saying, I am there by your side. Don't lose hope. Fight. This is not any violent war that we have to have with anyone, but we have to win the difficult times that we are going through. Don't lose hope. Whatever comes, we have to have that strength and that power from God, and He is there by my side to help me at every moment. This is what Bhagavad Gita tells us. God is by your side. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. You'll always be victorious because you have my hand of blessings on you. And if we move with that courage, we'll definitely experience at every step the hand of His blessings upon us. Someone would come up and just give us a small piece of wisdom, and it clicks my mind, this is what I wanted. This is what happened with Arjuna. Similarly, it has salvation for the state of affairs of a family. What is happening in a family? Between brothers, cousins, what is going on? In India, the cousins especially, the first cousins, everyone wants or they are fighting for property, land, all the wealth. This is what they are fighting for. You go up into any court, why are these brothers fighting? And they would say it was property matters. Right? I don't know about the West, but this is what is happening in India. Everywhere, I believe, this is what happens in families. And those who are on the path of unrighteousness, they bully. Those who are on the path of righteousness, they say, you are a religious person. Why do you need all this? Why do you have to go into this Maya? Don't go for it. You lead your life. We'll manage this. Right? And that is when God says that you have to fight. Never in Bhagavad Gita did God advise Arjuna, okay, you can give everything, what is your right also give to everything to others, and you remain like a sadhu. He never preached that. But he teaches us how to live and to fight. To fight for your right. And to apply the wisdom, but in a righteous manner. Do not adopt unrighteous manners. Do not adopt that path. But that does not mean what is yours, you have to renunciate that everything. No. He didn't ask Arjuna to become a sannyasi. He didn't ask Pandavas to become the sannyasis and wander in the jungles, become total renunciates. No. He said, fight. But the people who are unrighteous, what do? They try to take everything. They don't want to give anything, not even a pinpoint of. What did Duryodhana say? I won't even give you a pinpoint of land. I won't give you anything. Means he was not able to accommodate those people who are following the path of righteousness in their hearts. He is not able to accept them. And that is why God says, you have to fight for your rights. You can't let go. Whether it is family. But fight in a beautiful way. Do not take wrong paths. So it gives the salvation for family matters also. Then he gives advice and wisdom for life in the society. In society, what is going on? There is this one character, Shakuni, shown in Mahabharata. And what does he do? Cheating. Cheating, isn't it? And today we see such Shakunis in the society. We are able to see them. Yes? And what does he do? He just cheats by playing a game. And the game is of dice. The game of dice. And him, in playing this game of dice, he cheats everyone. And today in the world, in the society, Shakuni is that character who cheats everyone. And what is the game of the modern age? The game of dice is showed in the modern form. Yes? Huh? Las Vegas you go? The game of gambling, yes. Gambling. So we see such people in the society who are gambling. And they gamble in such a way that they make everyone lose. And people are so excited in it, they don't even realize they are losing everything. And who is this Shakuni in today's age? Who's this Shakuni in today's age? Mobile. You have all these gambling games on the mobile. The older people are not into it. Shakuni targeted the young people. Youth. Isn't it? He targeted youth. He was not after Gandhari, his sister, or his brother-in-law. No, he was targeting Duryodhana, Dushasana, the children. Kauravas. He changed their minds. And who is tempted to play this game of gamble on the mobiles? So many ads. After every call you get an ad of gambling. People are sharing their experience. We won so much. And so the youth, they feel the easiest way to earn money. And then when they get into it, what happens? They lose everything. So the mobile is targeting the minds of the youth. You don't have to do anything, just gamble and get everything. And they get nothing. And this is how the name of Duryodhana originally was Suyodhana. But Suyodhana becomes Duryodhana. Suyodhana means the one who is able to use his resources on a righteous way. But because he came in the company of Shakuni, he uses his resources, the wealth that he has of values, in wrong ways. And this is how he becomes Duryodhana. You see many children in today's age, the parents do not even know where they are wandering. And they come into this attraction, we can say. They want to play this game of gamble and easy money. They feel we want to make easy money. We want to become rich somehow. And they get trapped by this Shakuni. And they lose their consciousness or their ability to differentiate what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad, what is dharma, what is adharma. And they can go to any limits and do injustice to anyone. They have no love. They are so selfish, oriented. They become such. So, this is what is happening in the society in today's age. That's why I said 5,000 years ago, Maharshi Vedvyas visualized today's age. And he narrated the story so that we are able to learn from it and do not get trapped. But nobody explained us in that way. So at every step, people are getting trapped. Similarly, it is salvation for the affairs of a nation. Dhritarashtra, Rashtra means nation. Dhritarashtra, where nation has been captured by the feelings of deceit, where rights are governed ruthlessly. Thus the picture of the entire nation is dreadful, where the vision towards truth is blind and there is destruction of mental power and soul power. We see any nation in the world, who wants to sit on that chair? Whether it is China, whether it is Korea, whether it is any part of the world, you take up and you find Who wants to sit on that chair to govern? A person who is blind, and this is not physical blindness, but the blindness of ego. They are so blind in their ego, they don't know what they are doing. They are so blind in their ambition. They want to fulfill that ambition anyhow, at the cost of the people also sometimes. Pakistan, what is happening? At the cost of the people, they want to be the rulers. So those who are blind to have that power in their hands, blind in ego, blind in ambition, they want to do anything. Blind in their selfish motives. And that is when the people say, nowadays politics is what? Dirty politics. This is the word that is used, dirty politics. And what was happening during the time of Mahabharata? Dirty politics. This is going on in every country, every nation. Dirty politics. So the names that are chosen by Ved Vyasa, so appropriate. Dhritarashtra, the nation, is captured by the feelings of deceit. They are deceiving the people every now and then. And the entire picture of the nation is dreadful then. Dhritarashtra. He doesn't, whether they fight or do whatever they want to, I am not going to leave my chair. I don't want to give up my chair. This is what is happening in Ukraine, and what? At the cost of a lot of people being killed. This is what is happening. So accurately, it was picturized or visualized by Ved Vyasa in his transcendental stage. What will be the condition of the nations and the world at large? Today, the whole world is facing a grave problem. So God Himself has to incarnate on earth to give a new turn to the history. He has come to remind us of those lessons which are forgotten, so that our minds can once more become free from the vices, attachments to human beings, and become the embodiment of yoga. That is, connection of oneself to God. Let us get connected. Take that power from Him. We do not have to beg for power. Oh God, give me power. On a sunny day, just stand out in front of the sun. You don't have to beg from the sun. Oh sun, give me your warmth. You stand there, and what happens? You get this. You get the warmth. Each and every part of the body is filled with the warmth. You don't have to go to the ocean and beg. Oh ocean, give me your cool breeze. You stand there and you start receiving the cool breeze. And it cools down every part of your body. Isn't it? Why do we have to beg from God? He says, just have your mind connected with me. And this is what He told the Pandavas also, to connect themselves to Him. And when we get connected, we start receiving all the blessings, all the treasures, all the attainments that we want in our lives. Don't have to struggle. it becomes easy. Right? There is this beautiful scene in Mahabharata. The word kuru comes from or means to do or that which has to be done. Kuru. So it is shown as the family of Kuru. Pandavas and Kauravas belong to that one clan, one family, whose name was Kuru, and Kuru means to do. Pandav means those who had a loveful intellect with God, those who perform pure actions. And Kaurav means those whose intellects are not willing to connect with God, those who perform impure, irreligious, and sinful actions. Now there is a beautiful narration in Mahabharata. Both go to Krishna for help. From the Pandavas, Arjuna, and from the Kauravas, Duryodhana. Both go to Krishna for help. Both go to God for help. And it is said that when they both come, Krishna is showed to be sleeping. He is lying, relaxing. So, they did not want to disturb his sleep. So, Arjuna stood by the feet and Duryodhana sat by the head side, waiting for him to open his eyes. Now, Duryodhana thought, when he will open his eyes, I will see him first, and he will ask me to ask for what I want. Not realizing that when a person opens the eyes, he sees the one who is standing there. So when Krishna asked him, so Arjuna, you have come? So Duryodhana bullies and said, I am first. You have to give me this chance first, not to Arjuna. Unrighteousness. So Arjuna said, okay, you take the chance, no problem. So God says, look, I have two choices. What do you like to have? On one side, there is my complete army, Akshoni. And Akshoni means 100,000. So, I have my complete army. And on the other side, me alone. And then he added, in whichever side I will be, I will not fight. I will not take up my weapons. I will just be a charioteer, drive the chariot. I won't fight. Shakuni had advised Duryodhana, you go for him only. No matter whatever options he give you, go for him. But when Krishna said, I'm not going to fight, I'm not going to take up the weapons, I'll just be the charioteer and drive the chariot. So then he thought, what is the use of taking him? Now that was the plot. So he says, okay, I want the Akshoni Sena. So he goes for that. And Arjuna says, when God is there, I don't want anything else. Because he knew the strength of God, that he can guide you, even though if he doesn't take up the weapons, he can guide you in such a way that he can make you victorious. He can take up the responsibility to make you victorious. So he goes for that choice. Now, in the first place only, Duryodhana makes the wrong choice. Not realizing that this Akshoni army belongs to whom? To Narayan, to Krishna. And if the master is in the opposite side, even though if he has given his army to the other side, when they come face to face, will they have the guts to lift up their weapons to hit the person who has sustained them and their families throughout their lives? So Duryodhana made a wrong choice. After taking the Akshoni army also, he lost. So sometimes we just see the number, we just see the amount, and we make a wrong choice, not realizing the consequences. And Pandavas who had, and why he made this wrong choice? Because he was sitting at the head side. And head side signifies ego. When a person is egoistic, it strikes here. So he was sitting by the head side. How egoistic he is, and that is why he takes a wrong decision. When a person is egoistic, he can never take a right decision. In order to take the very valuable lesson that we learn from this scene, is that in order to make the right choice, take right decisions, we have to be humble. So standing at the feet shows the humility. It is only when we are humble that we are able to take the side of righteousness, and God is by our side. God always takes their side who are humble. He never takes the side of the ones who are egoistic. He never takes their side. So from a small scene of Mahabharata, a valuable lesson is given to people of today. That during times of turbulence, always be humble when you have to make your choices, and you'll find God will be by your side. He will bless you when you are humble. When you are in the egoistic stage, He can never bless you. Right? Something very valuable to learn. Then we have the 5 Pandavas who are having that loveful intellect with God, who are doing pure actions, righteousness, divine nature. And out of that 5, it is always shown 100 Kauravas and 5 Pandavas. 100 signifies the percentage. Whenever we want to take out percentage, it is always on 100. So 100 Kauravas, if we take the whole world today, 100%, how many Pandavas are there in today's world? Only 5%. Who have a loveful intellect towards God. We can see, we gave maybe the flyers to so many, we sent to so many. How many turned up? Not even 5%. Not even 5%. And out of the 5%, Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir means the one who has a stable mind and intellect amidst turbulence times. Yuddha, when it is time of war, the one who is stable, who has great stability. So in order to be a Pandav, we need to have this first quality of stability. To make right choices, you need to be stable inside. If you are in a confused stage, if you are in a stress stage, anxiety, depression, nervousness, you can never make the right choice. You can never get the help of God. Because your state of mind is not connected to Him. When you are stable inside, you are able to easily connect yourself to Him. So the first quality that we need to be a Pandav is stability. Second is Bhim, a one who has strong willpower. And in today's age, when, let willpower be aside, people are losing their inner confidence. No confidence. How many people are able to have strong willpower in today's age? Only 1%. So the second quality that we need to be a Pandav is that confidence, that willpower has to be there to be victorious. The third quality is Arjuna. Arjuna means the one who is always ready to learn and grasp. Arjan, to inculcate, to grasp, to imbibe, to learn. And in today's world of ego, people feel, I know everything. So they can never be Arjunas. Arjuna wants to learn every step. So when I become that Arjuna, I become a Pandav. Fourth is Nakul, the one who lives by principles. And today in the world, there are no principles for any habits. You see the habits of human beings? No principle to get up, to sleep, to eat. Their eating habits, sleeping habits, waking up habits, everything is time is controlling everyone. They have no control of their life in their hands. Right? Waking up early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, wise. But that principle is gone. Late to bed, late to get up, late eating fast food, eating this, no awareness. They are completely spoiling their lives. Only 1% who leads their life on the basis of some principles. And fifth was Sahadev, the one who is cooperative and has divine insight and divine intellect, where to cooperate, how much to cooperate. He has that maturity. In today's world, there are many people who are cooperative, but after giving or contributing, they want the name and fame. They cannot contribute without name and fame. They want their labels to be attached to wherever they are donating, even in temples. They want their name to be engraved there so that generations can know that yes, this was a person who was a great philanthropist. Isn't it? But Sahadev never wanted his name. And he contributed selflessly, without any selfish motives, without any impure intentions, with a divine intellect. How many are there? Only 1%. So these are the 5% Pandavas out of the entire world. And you are one of those 5%. You are. Isn't it? How many of you feel you are Yudhishthir, stable mind and intellect? Can you raise your hands? Yes, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. How many of you feel you are Bhim, strong willpower? Good. See? How many of you feel you have this learning attitude? Arjuna. Oh, nice. How many of you feel you are Nakul? Leading your life by principles. Yes. And Sahadev. Yes. But I see here 6 type of people. Those who are not able to decide which Pandav they are, who didn't raise their hands. Who are they? Definitely you are Pandavas. That's why you have come for the knowledge of Gita. Because the knowledge of Gita is for Pandavas, not for Kauravas. At this moment I see that everyone is Arjuna, wanting to learn, grasp, isn't it? And on the other hand was the Kauravas. And Kauravas are the one who are blind in ego, blind in attachment, blind in getting the power. And Gandhari, who was able to see, but blindfolded herself. And when I was doing this research, I just had this thought that if somebody is blind, should a partner blindfold herself or become a support? What should you do? Become a support. How is it that Gandhari didn't become a support for Dhritarashtra and she blindfolded herself? And this is what is happening in today's world. When anything is going wrong in a family or in the society, we do not have the guts to speak up. We blindfold ourselves and go away from that place, isn't it? And the 100 Kauravas, I was on the internet and checking the names, and you won't believe, majority of Kauravas' names were starting from Du. And Du means emotions of sorrow. Du means wickedness, isn't it? And each and every sense organ is compared to Du. Durvimochan, Durbuddhi, Dushkarna, Durmukh. All, each and every sense organs is having the wickedness in it. These are the Kauravas, which are seen in today's world. Isn't it? So these are the 5 Pandavas and the 100 Kauravas. Thank God that we are on the right path. We are Pandavas. Isn't it? Always trying to move on a positive side, get with the blessings of the Supreme. So now we need to connect ourselves with the Supreme Being, so that we take His strength, power to move forward in life on this path of righteousness. Okay? Tomorrow we shall continue. This was just a background that we had today. Tomorrow we shall further see how it is related with the modern times, connected to these times. Right? Okay. So I invite Kusumben for the meditation. Any questions? Yes. Any questions? Yes?
So, what is the essence of Gita in one word?
Gita in one word is righteousness. Follow the path of righteousness, and God is beside you. Don't make a wrong choice to follow the path of unrighteousness. That may seem easy, but God is not by your side. Right? Yes?
Where is Gandhari from? Which country is she?
They have shown on the map because it is known as Mahabharat. And Mahabharat extended from Afghanistan to Far East. All this was Mahabharat at that time. Yeah, it is mentioned like
We have Kandahar.
Kandhar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Yes.
Is God in imagination? Is it real?
No, God cannot be imagination. But we need to visualize Him as He is. And when we are able to visualize Him as He is on the basis of true understanding, then we are able to receive the power and strength. Because in today's world, yes, there are so many gods and goddesses, isn't it? Recently, I was somewhere and there was a lady who came up to me and she said, I have two sons. One is 16 and one is 18. And they asked me this question, why there are so many gods and goddesses in Hindu religion? Why there is only one God in Christian religion? And she said that I answered him, well, these are all our gods and goddesses. But those children said, there can't be so many. God should be only one. How can there be so many gods and goddesses? So the mother is not able to answer their questions. So whenever she tells the children, let us go to the temple on any special occasions, festivals, they refuse. They say after going to the temple, we get so confused, where should we focus our minds? On whom to focus the mind? So we would prefer to go in a church where there is one God so that we can focus our mind. So, gods and goddesses are many, but God is one. And when we say gods and goddesses, it is spelt small g. And God is one for the Supreme Being. And Supreme Being is that which should be universally accepted by all the religions as God. So which is that which is accepted by all the religions as God? And Christianity, they say God is light. Jesus said, God is light, I am the Son of God. He never said, I am God. God is light. According to the Hindu religion, Jyotirlingam, the form of light. And all the gods and goddesses are also worshipping Jyotirlingam, the form of light. And he is said to be Deva Deva Mahadev, who is beyond the gods and goddesses. The Mahadev, the supreme light. If we go to Islam religion, it is said Allah is Noor, and Noor means light. If we go into Sikh religion, there also Guru Nanak Dev said, Ik Noor, Ek Omkar, Nirakar, Nirvair, Satnam. That is the truth that is incorporeal. Noor, Ik Noor, which is light. If we go into Buddha religion, Mahatma Buddha never ever advised anyone for any idol worshipping, but he is meditating. On whom is he meditating upon? Incorporeal. That which is divine. So at the height of 3 feet in Japan and 3 feet away, they have a red stone in a plate, which is known as Chinkon Sheki. The one whom we meditate upon, we receive peace. Our minds calm down. Then if we go to the Jain religion, there are 24 Tirthankars. And each and every Tirthankar is shown to be in a meditative pose. Mahavir, he is also meditating. On whom is he meditating upon? Incorporeal. Siddhashila. And Siddhashila means that which is the highest, who does not have a physical form like human beings. Nirakar. If we go to the Parsi religion, Zoroastrians, they have the eternal light. The temple is known as the temple of light. Where there is Akhand Jyoti, the eternal light. So if we look at all the religions, Sri Rama worshipped Shiva before going to fight with Ravan. Sri Krishna, before the Mahabharata war took place, worshipped Shiva and made the Pandavas also to worship Shiva before the war. There is a memorial there in Kurukshetra.
But how can they help you if they don't have any existence like that, You say it's just a light like that,
Why? Because we human beings are also light. This physical body is just a costume that we have put on. When a person dies, why do we light a lamp?
Yes, ritual.
To signify that the light which is in this body has left. The light of the life has gone. It signifies that. This is like a costume that we have put on. So, just as the father of an animal is an animal, the father of a bird is a bird, the father of human beings is human beings, the father of light is a light, which is universally accepted by all the religions. So, till today, nobody gave us this true understanding. And that is why we went into so much of rituals, so much of puja, and so many deities. We did not reach the source. The source is always subtle. If you see the Ganges, the source is just a tiny thing from where the whole river comes. Gangotri, Yamunotri, a very tiny source. The source is always very subtle. So the Supreme is the source of all powers. The source of all goodness is also subtle, but very powerful. Atom is so subtle, but an atomic bomb can destroy so much, lot of destruction. So always you see that the source is very subtle, but it is very powerful. You can't estimate the power of it. It is beyond our understanding and our imagination. Okay? Any other questions? So then let us have some meditation and connect our mind and intellect to that source, who is a point of light. We can see, we can focus on that light, allow that strength and energy to just come, right? Kusumben will take us on this journey.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti are the words of greetings at BK organization. And it's a beautiful reminder or an affirmation of our original quality of the soul, that is, I am a peaceful soul. In meditation, we experience ourselves peaceful. When we meditate, we think slow or fast. We breathe slow or fast. Slow. It has a connection between thinking, breathing, and aging. When we think fast, we breathe fast, age fast. It's very important in today's world to think slow. So it's important to learn meditation. So for a few minutes, we will experience connecting to ourself, connecting to Supreme. So sit comfortably. Breathe deeply. Let it out. Go inward. Ask yourself, who am I? Am I this body, which is seen in the mirror from the head to the toes? No. It is made of clay. It's mine. Then who is the owner? Me, soul, point of light. I'm a spiritual being sitting in the center of my forehead, where we apply a tilak, point of light. I am light. I am a light. A spiritual light. Tiny, tiny point of light. I visualize myself just light. I feel myself light. not burdened, light. I'm a child of Supreme Light, God. The spiritual rays of light is coming to me. Reaching to me. Purifies me. This light cleanses me. I'm becoming bright light. Absorbing power from Supreme Light, Almighty Authority. Connected to the Supreme. I feel so good. I'm a beautiful light. I will stay in this state of mind that I am a light, a spiritual being. Peace is my religion. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Inviting Sister Jenna to close.
Om Shanti. One of the highlights of being in the Brahma Kumaris gathering is the loving exchange through the eyes. The yogis have been remembering God for many, many decades. They say, as you think it, so you become. I'd like you to imagine, what if your spouse, let's just say it's one of you, and your spouse is very optimistic, very positive, the one who solves all the problems in the family. Then you generally go to that one because you know they'll give you an answer, right? And if you know a friend that has magical, mystical powers, sometimes you go to them if you really need a magic. You'll go to them. Very rare we have people in the world who have really dedicated their lives on a path to God realization. Very rare. You know them as friends, maybe if you have them as a relative. Very rare. Very rare you have these people in your midst. And in the busyness of time and life and technology, what was that wonderful thing about the king and the technology and all that? In the busyness of technology, we sometimes miss what the soul needs. And I'd like to invite you all now, as you come up and share the vibration with these beautiful yogi souls, what it would feel like to go in front of the energy of purity in God and just exchange loving vibrations. And with the feeling something is going to be removed that's been creating an obstacle for you. So we're going to just do a little transformation on the stage. And I'd like you to just close your eyes as we do that, so you're not like, who's moving what chair here and there, right? Just close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and right now just talk to God about how grateful you are for this evening to be with Sister Usha, Sister Kusum, who have come here to share God's vibrations, purity, peace. Just keep your eyes closed. Hold that vibration in your heart. And Antonia will direct you on how to come up and meet with them in silence. In silence.
तुमको निहारने को दिल ये चाहता